Hello everyone, I am officially welcoming you guys to the first episode on Unfiltered. Unfiltered are stories that never ever got out, and they're stories that happened to me, and I'm going to be bringing you all the gists and all the tea behind the scene, how it happened, when it happened, and my reflection on it or on those past experiences. I am now officially your online bestie because I'm going to be bringing you guys the juiciest tea, the most, interesting gist. So, yeah, that is what Unfiltered is about. For people that are wondering, my name is Miss Tawadale, and I am now your official online bestie. So, let's get straight to the story. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about how a crush that I had for a guy almost crushed me.
Huh?
Yes, I said that.
Fatality.
Where do I start from? I don't even know where to start giving the tea. But before we, give out all the tea, I need to explain to you guys that this particular crush, right, that almost crushed me, guys, I flew over approximately like 4,200 miles to see this person. Not only that, the hours between Nigeria and that country, I think that the stopover was almost 10 hours, guys, just to see a guy.
Yeah, boy.
And then doing that almost crushed me. Mhm.
It is what it is.
Now that we have said the miles and the hours, now let's say the story without me removing anything from it. So apparently, sometimes in 2019, I had a friend then, and we were really cool, we were all good, and all of that. And then I went to a house in Lagos. I won't say Lagos because it was outskirts of Lagos. It was like close to Bega. If people that know Lagos well, they know like all those sites like Aripo, Mowe, Bafo side. So that was where that my friend at that time was staying. So I finished NYSC, and during my NYSC, I sold lingerines. Is that what they call it? Anyways, I sold that. I also did the business of wigging, like I wig hair for people. What did I do again? I think that was those were the two major businesses that I was doing, and I was able to save some cash. And then NYC they were paying us 19,800 as at that time. I think they've increased it to 33K now. I'm not really sure. So I saved that money. People that know me know that I'm kind of a saver, even though it appears that I'm just somebody that, I like spending my money, I like going out, I like doing all of that. But on the low key, I actually save my money, right? So I've always been a saver right from school, right from time, and all of that. So this particular person, I went over to her place, and then I got on a dating app that time. It's not just like a dating app. It's also for like maybe finding friends, meeting people and all of that. And then there was this particular guy that I met. Dolly, I don't understand. Like, is he in that Nigeria where people where they are, mm, when you follow them, we just hear a lot of different stories flying everywhere. And then me, I met this guy. The guy was very cute. He had the old fashion sense. Because I'm somebody that I love dressing nice. Like I like looking nice. I'm not the best, but I try to be the best version of myself. So I met this guy. It was very charming. It was everything I wanted as at that time. I would say because I would say love. I was just falling over, crushing, I was gushing over him. I really, really liked him that time. Then, as at that time, he was studying in Mauritius. Yeah, he was studying in Mauritius, and he came. We met. The first time we met was when he came over to my friend's house to, come and visit me, see me, and it was all this charming, no charming kind of person with the bad vibes. All those guys that like they're very manipulative. Like they just say things to sweep you off your feet, and you're really like, oh wow! Like I was just flowing with the vibe. I was really flowing with the vibe, right? So it was all of that. So then we met in like I think September ish, and then he told me that he would be going back to school, that I might not be able to see him until like maybe next year ending. That's when he's always like coming, or maybe next year summer. I'm like, oh, where do you school? And it was like, it schools in Mauritius. I'm like, where's Mauritius? It was like, oh, it's like an island and it's like still in the African continent and all of that. I'm like, oh, do you need a visa to come? It was like, no, that you don't need a visa, that you can just buy a plane ticket. I'm like, eh? Because it was just a broke boy that just, that his parents are like well do. So it was living off his parents. Obviously, what was I expecting? It's still in school. So yeah. So I didn't really see it like that because I know, yeah, he's not working, he's still schooling. He doesn't have his own money, it's his father's money. And those sport rich fine boys now. So that was who he was as at that time. So we started talking. We moved it from Bumble to like WhatsApp. We were talking back to back. Like there was no space. There was no little space of anything. Literally, we have our time when we talk like at night. We can talk all through the night. In the morning, he wakes up, he texts me like, oh hey beautiful. I'm like, hey God, I beg. I was just all in the moment, right? I would come over to Mauritius and to visit you, obviously, maybe not to stay, but just to visit him. So then I started checking the amount for the tickets. And then the ticket was like, as at that time, it was like 260,000. And this year was in 2019, guys. So I booked the ticket to come for like 2 weeks in November, right? So I told him I was going to come like from October ending to like November, like maybe second week in November, like October 31st to like November 13 ish. I think that was when I booked the tickets for. So I was like, I was going to come to visit him in Mauritius. And I was really excited. We were excited. I was excited. I've never traveled out before. My own money that I saved, all my business money that I saved, guys, I used it on top of a boy. Ah, the crush that almost crushed me. So I took all this money. I bought my tickets. I didn't even have enough money to buy the tickets. My friend, as at that time, she also helped me out. I brought that. This story, this is one of the silliest thing like that I've ever done. In fact, if not the silliest thing that I've ever done in my life. That my friend at that time, she messaged her brother that, oh, I needed some money to just add to my ticket. And her brother borrowed me 60,000 that time. Because I know that I didn't have enough. So was it 60,000 or 30,000? I can't remember. I know she told her brother, and her brother borrowed me money. And then I added it to the ticket money. And then bam, I bought my tickets. I bought air, all those packet air now. Hey, hey, I went to buy purple air. Sir. This is my first time traveling. There was a whole lot of drama behind the scene, where my brother and my dad canceled the ticket. They were like, what am I going to do in Mauritius? That Mauritius, they don't have anybody there. You know how African parents are. We don't have anybody there. Why will you go to Mauritius? What if something happens to you? How are we going to get there? It's not like Ghana that we can just take a bus to Ghana. It was just a whole lot of drama, guys. So I have a video on the Mauritius Palaba that I did with my dad that we were just literally just discussing about is how it felt, when I told him I was going to Mauritius, and the whole drama that happened. So I would put the link in the description box so that you guys can go and watch the video later. So back to the story. I went to Mauritius. No, before then, I did the old yellow fever card thing. They gave me that injection, that vaccine. I got it. I was updating him, guys. Like every step I took for this trip, I was telling him. I told him when I went to get my yellow fever card, I told him that, oh, this is the accommodation I was planning. He told me that, why am I planning and why am I trying to get an accommodation that I don't need it, that I could stay at his own studio apartment. He has his younger brother and his cousin, so they have like a 4 bedroom house that he can just go and stay with them if I don't feel comfortable with him being in the studio apartment with me. It was like, oh, I could stay in the studio apartment and he would go to the brother's house, because the brother's house that they collected is a 4 bedroom, but it's beside the studio. It's literally like the way Nigerians would build the main house and the boys' quarters. So that was how it was. So I went to what they call this thing. I was giving him all the updates, guys. Literally, I didn't skip anything out. I told him how I was going, when I was going, how I did it, and all of that. He didn't drop a single dime, except that he offered to leave his studio apartment for me. So I took my box and I went to Mauritius. Even at the airport, I also had the drama where they didn't want me to fly because I didn't have up to $1,000, and it was just a whole lot of back and forth. Eventually, they allowed me, go. Guys, I was happy. I was excited. Before you guys start judging me, we started talking about having a relationship, right? But he wanted me to come, like when I get there, we'll discuss it more at length. What he wants, what I want, how do I like how it's going to work. As far as it's going to be a long distance relationship, right? So I said to myself that, okay, yeah, that's right. So don't start judging me, please. Just listen to the story and just get the tea, right? Just get the gist. So I got to Mauritius. This guy, lo and behold, he came to pick me, and then seeing him again, that was like my third time seeing him, because before he left, I still saw him after he came to the house. I saw him at the mall. So that was now my official third time seeing him in person. So I was really happy. I was gushing. I was, yeah. So when we got to the studio apartment, then he sat down. I sat down. And then he was like, he has something to tell me. I'm like, oh, okay, what you want to tell me? Guys, this guy told me.
Okay.
This guy told me that he literally just asked somebody out yesterday, and the girl said yes to be his girlfriend. Hey! Hey, God. So, have you been double texting? I wasn't. Hello, excuse me. Can you give me the behind? Like, what's happening here? Like, he told me that he was. I could not even comprehend. Literally, like this reaction I just gave was how I was like in my own head, like different types of things just running through my mind. Like, are you crazy? Have you gone mad? Are you stupid? Like, what is happening? I just literally just spent my all money. Like I emptied my savings, guys. I emptied my savings to come to Mauritius, and you're telling me this. You didn't tell me last week. You didn't tell me last 2 weeks. I even fought my family. Hey, I fought my dad. I fought my brother, only for us to get here. I'm like, no, you must be kidding me, guys. The whole 2 weeks, I literally wish I could disappear back to Nigeria. I wish I could go back, get my own money, just forget about everything that happened. But it was too late. So he said, if I don't mind, we can still be like a thing. I'm like, are you crazy? In my mind, are you crazy? I just wanted to just, pack my bag and just try to get like another Airbnb and just go. He was like, he's not going to disturb me. I should just, just enjoy my stay. And then he would go to the other house. If I want us to like probably have a proper thing, we can keep talking. We can, know how we're going to do the whole situation. Are you trying to put me in a situation shape? Is that what you're trying to do?
Emotional damage.
Yeah. Anyways, my whole 2 weeks, my first 1 week in Mauritius was disastrous. Like I did not really enjoy myself. I was really down. I was it was just a whole lot to just take in. The only person I know here is telling me this at this time. Ah, I had to, start trying to make friends, new friends. Um, and, I met some friends, then his brother's friends, like their clique. I got to know them, I was just vibing. I wasn't doing too much. When they were like going for parties, I'm not a party person. So I wasn't following them. Maybe it was also one of the things that maybe I might be a boring person and he wanted somebody like, that goes out and all of that. So I was just doing my own thing for 1 week. Just I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do any tours. I didn't do literally nothing. I just literally just wake up every day, bath, dress, smell nice, try to eat something like maybe burger, watch movies, and that was literally what I was just doing for the first 1 week. Until like the second week, I was like, this is not me. How can I just, sit down in one place and now say because somebody said something, then I would just, not be myself anymore. So I said, enough is enough. I need to start going out. I need to, really start doing activities and tours. I need to start enjoying the whole vacation. I've spent money on this vacation, so I needed to, start feeling like I was in the vacation mode because my friend was already asking that, are you not going out? Are you not doing this? Are you not doing that? So, I booked some activities. I was doing a lot of stuff. I was going out. I literally forgot about him. Like I did not even think that he was existing or he existed anywhere. And then when he saw this, I think about 3 days before my trip was over, then I just came into like the house that was the studio apartment, and then I just saw him inside. He was smoking, and then he was like, "Do you want to join me?" I'm like, "Excuse me, I have asthma. I'm not supposed to even be here in your environment of you smoking. I do not smoke." And then, he stopped smoking and he was like, he wanted to talk to me. I'm like, what's it again? What's the worst thing you want to do again? Like, you've done literally the worst thing ever. So what else do you want to say? And he was like, that he has been studying me, he has been observing me, that he thinks he really likes me, that he's just confused. I'm like, you're confused. I'm like,
No, God, please,
I'm not in that
no.
space anymore. Oga, I've moved. When you say you've forgotten about anything, I've just gone forward. Please don't drag me back and start, leading me on, giving me some green light and nothing is happening. Please, I don't want that anymore. So I took it like, it was just like, oh, that he was thinking of renting a car tomorrow and we could drive out, we could do some activities tomorrow. I'm like, okay, no problem. If that's what you want to do, me, I'm down for it. So we actually had the whole full day together. And then eventually he told me that he just likes me naturally because I do not, form. I'm not like a bad girl, that he was just scared. He didn't know if the relationship was going to work, if it was going to be a long distance, like because he doesn't do long distance. And then he was talking to me. He even said a lot. We're not really in the same space, to be honest. So it was just a whole lot. And, it really came out. And I'm like, okay, my own problem was that you had somebody that you were also talking to. You could have just said, oh, I like you as a friend. And then I would have known my space or how I'm supposed to deal with my feelings. So it was just too much. And, it almost crushed me. And yeah, And that was it. And then I left. I came back to Nigeria. And my whole reflection about this whole story was that anybody could have been in my shoes. For people that are judging me, anybody could have been in my shoes. You could have done, I'm sure some people have done like worse things. And that time we're not thinking right. We're not thinking straight. So we just do some silly things. And that is one of the most silly, in fact, the silliest thing I've ever done in my life. I don't think I will do it again. Ah, I'm not gonna do it again. If I'm gonna do it again, like maybe if I was in another space and I want to redo it again, you must be paying for that trip. You're crazy. You think I'll carry my money and come back? Men, they will live in the desert without no water. I mean, is that not a statement that has been flying up and down? Anyway, so my reflection on this whole is saying, or this whole experience is that um it could have happened to anybody. And when it happened to me, this whole trip, Mauritius trip, was like an eye opener because I didn't even know that I would love traveling. I never wanted to travel. It was the only person that gave me the reason to travel. And after traveling, I loved it. I wanted to do more of it, and I actually went ahead to do more of it. So, and that was how I was able to, do a company, that do travels and all of that. So yeah, it was from that Mauritius trip. So I think that's one of the good things that came out from that experience. That is the gist for today. As your online bestie has already spilled the tea. So drop in the comment section, if you've experienced something similar or what you think you would have done in my own case, or what you think you would have done differently. Me, I don't think I would have done anything differently because we can never say never, right? It's not something that you just do. It's just those silly days. So I hope you like this episode and watch out for episode 2 on how I'm going to be talking about the most traumatic surgery that I've ever done. Just stay tuned for episode 2 of me talking about the surgery that I did that still gives me post trauma. That still gives me this ad jump. So, bye everyone, and see you next time. Your online bestie loves you. Bye.